Okay, so listeners, you've probably seen the headlines, right? Gold is having a moment. Record highs, whispers of a gold rush. It's everywhere. We're diving into all of that today using a stack of articles we've got, some showing gold prices are up a crazy 25% since January, others digging into why investors are piling in. And to help us make sense of it all, we have an expert joining us. Now, 25% in 9 months, that's wild, especially when the stock market aims for like, what, 10% a year? So is this a bubble?
It's more nuanced than a quick boom and bust cycle, that's for sure. There are several factors at play here creating this high demand, and that of course impacts the price. It's not just people chasing a quick buck, though that's always part of it, but this surge is tied to some pretty major global and economic realities.
Okay, so not just a fad then. And one article even mentioned some experts are predicting, get this, $3,000 an ounce for gold soon. That's a lot of confidence. What's backing that kind of prediction up?
Well, one big factor is central banks. They're stockpiling gold like it's going out of style. We're seeing a real strategy shift happening, countries moving away from traditional reserves, like the US dollar, and diversifying into gold.
So, reading between the lines, it sounds like maybe there's a bit of a lack of confidence in the long-term stability of some of those other assets.
You could say that.
And it's not just the big players, right? It's regular investors too, looking for a safe haven.
Absolutely. Even individual investors are turning to gold to hedge against all the volatility we're seeing in other markets.
Hmm?
And you combine that increased demand with the simple fact that gold is a finite resource.
What's scarce is valuable,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. But it's more than just a safe haven or limited supply driving this.
Hmm.
Gold is becoming essential in some pretty important industries too, tech especially, and renewable energy.
That makes sense. I mean, everyone's got a smartphone glued to their hand these days, and you've got solar panels popping up everywhere. What's the connection to gold there?
Gold has some really unique properties. It's
Mhm.
conductive, it resists corrosion, super durable. All of that makes it crucial for making electronic components. Everything from your smartphone to computers, even solar panels and electric vehicles.
So it's almost like investing in those industries in a way.
Yeah, exactly. And that demand just adds to gold's appeal as an investment, going forward. As tech grows, as green energy takes off, the need for gold is going to keep rising faster than we can mine it, which could mean
Even higher prices.
potentially, yeah.
Makes you think. Okay, switching gears a bit, one of the articles in our stack, it was titled Gold Records All-Time High Surpasses $2,600. And it highlighted the whole Israel-Hezbollah situation. Is that playing a role in this gold rally too?
Oh, absolutely. Geopolitical turmoil, that's always been a big driver of gold prices.
Hmm.
When the world feels a little unstable, people get nervous, they start looking for safety, and gold has always been that safe haven. It's not like a company that can go bankrupt or a government that can just decide to print more money.
Right, it's like it has inherent value no matter what's happening in the world.
Exactly. Tangible, been valuable for centuries across civilizations.
It's kind of amazing, actually, when you think about it, how it transcends borders and systems, like a universal language everyone understands.
Yeah, and that actually leads to another key characteristic of gold, liquidity.
Mm.
You can buy and sell gold pretty much anywhere in the world, no problem. Easy to convert to cash, which makes it a very liquid asset, and that's super appealing when the economy feels shaky.
So let's see if I've got this straight. We've got central banks stocking up, big institutions getting in on it, even regular people. Then you've got gold being more and more important for industries that are booming. Plus, all the global uncertainty pushing people towards safer assets.
It's ticking a lot of boxes, that's for sure.
It is, yeah, it really is. And on top of all that, gold has one more unique advantage: no counterparty risk.
I've heard that term, but to be honest, I'm not entirely sure I get it. What does that mean, practically speaking, for the average investor? Basically, it means when you own gold, you're not relying on some other party to keep their promise for you to actually access your investment. If you hold a bond, for example, you're relying on whoever issued that bond to pay you back. With gold, you're holding the value directly. It's yours, it's inherent, no other entity involved.
That's huge, especially these days when it feels like, I don't know, trust is a little hard to come by.
Right.
So, okay, we've covered a lot of ground here. Gold as a safe haven, its role in all these industries, as unique characteristics as an asset. It sounds like there's a pretty compelling case for gold right now. I mean, just look at how it's been performing.
There are definitely a lot of factors pointing in that direction, but like with anything, it's never that simple. Like this deep dive, it's a starting point, gives you the lay of the land, helps you understand what's driving things, but
Yeah.
no investment is without risk. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Got to keep that in mind.
Very true. Very true. So, for our listeners who are out there thinking, okay, I need to get me some of this gold, Shu, what would you say? What are the key takeaways here?
First things first, research. Don't just jump in because everyone else is.
Yeah, FOMO is not a financial strategy.
Exactly. You need to look at your own goals, your risk tolerance, how long you're planning to invest,
Yeah.
all of that.
Don't put all your eggs in one shiny basket, right?
Exactly. And this is a big one. If you're serious about this, talk to a financial advisor. They can give you personalized advice, make sure it fits with your situation.
Can't argue with that. Well, we have given our listeners a lot to chew on today, that's for sure. Any final thoughts before we wrap up our gold exploration for today?
You know, if there's one big takeaway, it's that this gold surge, it's not just random. There are powerful forces at work here, economic, geopolitical, even technological. Understanding those, that's how you make smart decisions, not just with gold, but with anything you invest in.
It really makes you realize sometimes the best investments are the ones that have been around forever, right? But all good things must come to an end. That's all time we have for today's deep dive. Listeners, this is just the beginning of your gold exploration. Keep digging, do your research, and as always, happy investing.